I rise today in strong support of House Bill 69. This legislation would provide much-needed funding, not only for the school districts that I represent, but for students, teachers, and communities across Alaska today and for generations to come. It's important to remember that many of the projected shortfalls facing Alaska school districts stem from many years of flat state funding compounded by the rising cost of inflation. HB69 offers a chance to address these deficits and protect school districts from more painful cuts to staff, programs, and in some cases the closure of entire schools. In my district, we're already seeing cuts to high school and middle school sports, rising student-teacher ratios, with some classes exceeding 40 students, and reductions in essential support staff like school nurses and libraries. These are not just numbers on a spreadsheet. After-school programs and athletics are lifelines for many students, providing structure, mentorship, and a path to success. Cutting them does more than trim the budget. It closes the door on our youth. Mr. President, we all know that there is a very, very serious budget shortfall, but we all know that we need to find other sources of revenues sooner than later. But in an environment where the state continues to grant generous tax breaks to the wealthiest industries, we as lawmakers, we must ask ourselves, who are we really prioritizing? It should be our kids. Students in Alaska deserve the same educational opportunities available to their peers across the country. They deserve the same quality of education many of us received when we were growing up. At last week's Anchorage Town Hall, hundreds of constituents came forward, parents, teachers, students alike, pleading for meaningful education funding. The courage that those students showed standing up in front of a crowded room to fight for their future was both inspiring and heartbreaking. ASD's current iteration of the budget is based on flat funding, which uses about $49 million of their fund balance and includes roughly $65 million in budget reductions to get it balanced. If this 1,000 BSA increase were to pass, that would allow ASD to restore most of the reductions and lower the pupil-teacher ratio down to more manageable levels, as well as provide high-dose tutoring and allow the school district to increase correspondence allotments. Our children, they shouldn't be worried about whether or not their school will have a librarian or whether their classroom would be overcrowded. They should be focused on learning, dreaming, and building their futures with the full support of their state behind them. Supporting Alaska's youth and strengthening our education system is, and it will remain, one of my top priorities, as it has always been for many, many years. So, Mr. President, on behalf of students, educators, families across Alaska, I look forward to pressing the green button this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. President.